If Christopher Nolan were to helm a James Bond movie, there are a few actors he has developed relationships with that would be great to cast. Nolan is a highly talented director with an impressive list of titles under his belt. Many of his movies are praised for their original ideas and have gone on to win Oscars and other awards. However, Nolan is not averse to getting involved in a franchise, as seen from his work on the Dark Knight trilogy, which became incredibly popular. Nolan is a director who loves a challenge and creating intricate and expansive stories. While James Bond films have had a history of being formulaic, the modern movies starring Daniel Craig have broken the mold, and Nolan could continue to make the character fresh and new if he were to direct a Bond movie. Of course, Nolan also has some close friendships with actors in Hollywood who he often leans on to bring his movies to life, so it's worth exploring who he might cast for a Christopher Nolan James Bond movie. 8. James Bond, Aaron Taylor Johnson. A new and confident face for an old spy. Aaron Taylor Johnson is the frontrunner to be cast as James Bond after Daniel Craig. Fortunately, if Nolan was hired to work on the next Bond film, he and Taylor Johnson already have a pre-existing relationship that would benefit both. In Nolan's 2020 film, Tenet, Taylor Johnson played a pivotal role as Ives. While having previously worked together is not a vital requirement, Nolan gets the best from his actors as he continues to build their relationship and work together across multiple projects. Aaron Taylor Johnson has had a varied career so far, with his breakout role in Kick-Ass launching his career in 2010. Since then, he has grown into more serious roles and continues to be cast in films that require a lot of action and physicality. Taylor Johnson is younger than many of the other people who were highlighted as a potential replacement for Craig, which ensures that he will also have more time to grow into the role and make it his own. Kenneth Branagh. He may have the essential stoicism required by the character. The role of M requires a commanding figure who has incredible presence and authority. As the head of MI6, M is the person calling the shots and sending Bond out on daring missions around the world. If there is trouble, M is the one who can get things cleared up with a phone call and a few simple instructions. In the past, outstanding award-winning actors like Ralph Fiennes, Judi Dench, and David Niven have been cast in the role, which goes to show the level of skill and technical excellence required. One actor who fits that bill, and has worked with Nolan across multiple projects, is Kenneth Branagh. The Northern Irish actor has won an Oscar for his work on the 2022 film, Belfast, as a screenwriter. Branagh is multi-talented, and understands many different aspects of filmmaking, having written, directed, and starred in many different movies, as well as performing in theaters. His experience of calling the shots, and playing commanding roles make him perfect for playing M. 6. Q. Mark Rylance. Q needs to have a reliable and trustful face. Q is a wonderful part of the James Bond movies that has been absent from 2 of the 5 Daniel Craig Bond movies. As the head of the Research and Development Division, Q is the person that Bond leans on to keep him decked out with the latest and greatest gadgets, weapons, and vehicles to stay ahead of the competition and complete his mission. While Ben Whishaw did a great job in the role despite his youth, Q is often played by someone more senior, yet still lighthearted and whimsical, like John Cleese. Capturing that same ability to be whimsical and fun, while also possessing great knowledge and wisdom, is Mark Rylance. Rylance played Mr. Dawson in Nolan's Dunkirk, a man who is calm, dutiful, and determined to aid in the war however he can, which are all great qualities shared with Q. However, many of his other roles also show a side of his character that is more joyful as well, which would complement the character and make him more interesting overall.